Hello everyone, welcome to Tesla's Incorporated Corporate Narrative Analysis by Team 17, which includes Justin Rivera, George Fuentes, Adam Garcia, Isabel Fuentes, and myself, Ulysses Medina. This is going to be the breakdown of our presentation. I will be starting off with slides 1 through 4, then I'll pass it on over to Isabel, which will be slides 5 through 6. Adam Garcia would be next with slides 7 through 8. And last but not least will be Justin with the last slide. As you see here, Tesla's official mission statement is to accelerate the world's transition to sustainable energy. This tells us right away that the company doesn't just see itself as a car manufacturer. Instead, it frames its identity around sustainability and innovation in multiple industries, which include transportation, energy, and technology. We see Tesla support their mission statement in many different ways. Through investor relations, their impact reports, product launches and events, and even through social media. In Tesla's investor calls and press releases, emphasize breakthroughs in battery technology, renewable energy projects, and autonomous driving. Tesla's marketing style, which doesn't rely on traditional ads at all, but instead on launch events, social media, and a strong public image shaped by Elon Musk himself. And in the brand experience itself, owning Tesla is in position not just as buying a car, but as joining a movement toward a cleaner, more innovative future. Now, I will pass it off to Isabel, who will talk about how the public views Tesla as a company. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Isabel Fuentes and I'm going to be discussing Tesla's public and media perceptions. Right now, Tesla's reputation is facing challenges on several fronts. Public surveys show its favorability has dropped to the lowest level since 2016, especially among liberals and moderates, who once strongly supported the company. That shift tells us perception is no longer just about cars or technology. It's also about leadership and politics. In Europe, we see the same pattern. In Germany, Tesla's market share fell from 11% to just 3.4%, showing how consumer trust and competition are impacting sales. The media spotlight is also a double-edged sword. Big announcements like the robo-taxi pilot in Austin generate excitement, but they also raise safety and regulatory concerns. Meanwhile, global protests like the Tesla takedown movement amplify concerns about labor practices, workplace culture, and ethics. So overall, Tesla still dominates headlines, but instead of being seen only as an innovator, it's increasingly viewed as a polarizing company. And this sets us up perfectly for the next part. I'll now hand it over to Jorge, who will explain how these perceptions create a clear narrative gap between Tesla's mission and the reality of how people see it.
Thank you, Isabel. Tesla has envisioned a bold, sustainable future. Though many think of it as simply a car company, it is building towards something much greater with its product lines. A future where fossil fuels are replaced with cleaner and safer alternatives. And for many years, the company was successfully tied to this mission. However, there has been a growing disconnect between the mission and public perception. Tesla continues to uphold its leadership in sustainability, but public headlines emphasize other narratives. Controversies surrounding its CEO, release dates that are overly ambitious to the point of appearing deceptive, and critiques of workplace safety are all factors contributing to the shift in public perception. While Tesla remains firm in its mission, the public is having a difficult time seeing past the controversies. Even worse, perception of the company is becoming warped. Many view the company as a cult of personality and inseparable from the desires of its polarizing CEO. Now I'm going to pass it off to Adam, who will discuss how this all affects key stakeholders. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Adam Garcia, and I am going to continue the presentation by discussing Tesla's key stakeholders, both internal and external, that will be impacted by the decisions that Tesla makes moving forward to bridge the gap for their public perception. So, in the internal side of things, Tesla does value their employees quite a bit. In fact, there's been instances in the past where they've taken initiatives and took feedback directly from employees that were directly implemented and used to not only help reduce their carbon footprint, but also to start to change the public perception of what Tesla and the company are trying to do. Of course, there's also the investors and the shareholders. They're going to be stakeholders for Tesla. That's going to be the case with most any company. And then I also wanted to focus on the internal stakeholder of Elon Musk, the CEO, as well as the board of directors who are in charge of making a lot of those decisions for Tesla. Taking a look at the external stakeholders for Tesla, their highest priority based on their corporate social responsibility initiatives is their communities. So making sure that the public has a good perception of them. I am sharing a picture of a Revel rideshare car that's exclusively Tesla cars in New York City. So, making sure that the community is comfortable enough to see automated cars driving around downtown, similar to how in Phoenix we have the automated Waymo cars. Another external stakeholder for Tesla, of course, is their customers. They want to make sure that their customers feel comfortable and confident in not only the product that they're buying, but that they're buying something that they support on a ethical level. And then, of course, too, they need to make sure that they're following the rules and regulations that the governments are implementing pertaining to automatic driving in the United States. So those are the main stakeholders for Tesla. And I am going to hand this presentation off to, I believe, Jorge. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Justin Rivera, member of Team 17. So I wanted to talk to you guys about today is public perception, right? Public perception for any company, especially the size of Tesla, is extremely, extremely important, especially when the goal is to increase brand satisfaction and brand appeal so that consumers can continue to purchase more units, right? And so Tesla has a very, very difficult task at hand to bridge the gap between its public narrative and whatever narrative they are trying to push out to the masses to be able to intertwine with consumers. So some different goals here, but one of the main goals of Tesla's position here is to unify Tesla's narrative by coordinating its environmental and innovation goals with open, relatable messaging for a range of audiences. And so some different ways how Tesla as a whole can be able to accomplish this goal is to humanize the brand beyond Elon Musk, right? Sometimes, Elon Musk is a very captivating figure, very controversial, and super important as the world's richest man. Not only he is at the helm of Tesla, but some other notable companies, SpaceX, Neuralink, right? And so to be able to separate and to humanize the brand Tesla outside and beyond Elon Musk is very imperative for the firm to have very much success. There's also the reinforced mission of sustainability and innovation, right? To reinforce the narrative, why is Tesla's in the business of making vehicles and EV vehicles specifically, and why are they pouring so much investment into, for example, supercharger infrastructure and to making the world a more greener place by zero net emissions with their vehicles, right? And also addressing labor and ethics concerns, right? They want to make sure, hey, there is some benefits for Tesla laborers to be able to get benefits and, maximize the benefits package that they have, which can avoid some controversies as we've seen in the past with the Tesla Model 3 in 2018 with low production numbers, and the company was near bankruptcy. Is very famous. Elon Musk stayed over 100 hours in the Tesla office and never left, right? And so, being able to avoid those situations, I think is super imperative and important to be able to lead to brand success. To localize the global message. So Tesla has this global message of net zero emissions, very sustainable and innovative company, right? But to localize that, what does that mean for the local economy? What does that mean for the the neighborhood town, right? Does that mean, hey, less emissions for that town? Does that mean, hey, is there going to be a net positive for the environment in that local area? I think it is Tesla's position to reinforce the value there so that consumers might be willing in different areas or different markets to purchase those units. And to ensure message consistency, I think is very important as a whole, right? For any company, right? It doesn't matter the industry, but especially the industry of Tesla, right? Creating a product that consumers decide whether to or not to buy. I think it is super imperative to maintain message consistency, right? They don't want, Tesla to create some messaging that, hey, our goal is net zero emissions and sustainability, innovation, and then 2 months later they start producing, gas guzzling diesel trucks, right? They want to make sure they maintain that message consistency so consumers can then, build that brand relationship, purchase more units, and increase profits for the firm. Thank you so much. Have a great night.